Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday, March 4th, 2025, little after 8 a.m. So I'm going to be talking about some things that if you've been following me, you've heard me talk about in the past, but a long time ago. One of those things is having your coffee with some cocoa. Now, if you've already got chocolate milk at home, use that. I've got a nice big cup heated up here. It's filled up high, probably 8 ounces for sure. And I'm going to put in a nice spoonful of this Hershey's dark chocolate, special dark chocolate cocoa. Now, as you may know, this stuff is not sweetened, okay? So I am going to put some sweetener in. I'm going to put in some skinny syrup, simple syrup. Let me move this cup over here where you can see a little bit better. And of course, you know, the cocoa powder does take a bit of stirring. It's a lot easier to stir into hot milk than it is into cold. I will tell you that. And you know, it's a little bit like cinnamon, except that the cocoa does eventually dissolve. If I can get it all stirred in there. Whoops, okay. Let me heat up my coffee machine here. Get that back into the... definitely not sweetened. Okay. Now, if I had thought about this beforehand, I think what I might have done is I might have put the cocoa powder in, put in a little bit of hot milk, extracted the coffee into it, stirred it around kind of into a paste, kind of like you might do if, you know, some people when they make gravy, and you know how you use flour when you're making gravy, a lot of people do, and a lot of them will get just a little container, put in the flour, put in enough water just to make like a paste or a thick sauce with the flour and water. Then when they add it into the gravy, the flour is already dissolved in liquid, so it dissolves much more easily. That might have been an easier way to do this. What do they say? Hindsight is 20/20. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use some more Venezia, Inspirazione Venezia. It is an espresso. I was thinking I might use a lungo, but I haven't left enough room in the cup here. Okay, so I'm going to let me taste this and see if it's sweet enough. I taste it around the other side where there's not chocolate stuck to the cup. Just the tiniest. No, you know what? It's sweet enough. I think it could use more cocoa, but it's really enough. I would rather not overdo things. So, in a little while, I'm headed to the doctor for my, I don't know, 5 or 6 week appointment after surgery. I'm hoping that he's going to maybe release me from having to wear this back brace all the time. Yesterday, I went up to see my new apartment in Warner Robins, Georgia, and about 130 or 40 miles north of Valdosta. And Josh from Australia had said, well, why don't you give us a tour of it? Well, I would have, but the furthest I had driven before yesterday was about 3 miles. I mean, since my surgery. Oh, hey, Phyllis. Good morning. And anyone else who's watching, thanks for joining me. So, the drive was okay. But when I got up there to the apartment, it turned out there was so much to do, you know, walking through, inspecting everything, noting down every little nick or scratch or chip paint or stuff like that, so that when it comes time for me to move out, I won't be charged for damage that was already there. Anyhow, it ended up taking a couple of hours to do that and to measure the apartment. I was just too exhausted to do any kind of walkthrough for you guys with the video. But I'm real happy with the apartment, and I'll be moving the end of the month. Okay, so we'll give this a taste here. That's yummy. You know what though? The chocolate makes me want to have it sweeter. I guess when I have chocolate, I tend to think sweet. I'm really gonna try to just make this the tiniest little bit. Well, anyway, so it was rough standing up for so long. I mean, there's no furniture in the apartment. The only place to sit, well, was the toilet. There was no other place to sit. So, you know, I was mostly standing and measuring things and writing things down and all. And I did get to visit my grandkids, which was wonderful. And then I had the 2-hour ride home. It was fine until about the last half hour. I was so exhausted. You know, they have those truck weighing stations that trucks can pull off the interstate and get weighed. Well, I saw the sign, you know, exit for truck weighing station and lights and everything. And I knew I was getting close to my exit. And all I could think, I guess in my brain, it said, oh, there's the exit lights. It says exit. So I pulled off and I saw the sign, truck weighing station. I just couldn't believe I did that. Well, the station was not open. So I just got to, you know, pull through all the way through and then back onto the interstate. But I just thought, I can't believe I did this. And then I was about 5 miles north of my exit. Well, anyway, so I just drove the rest of the way really carefully. And when I got home, popped in a microwave dinner and just collapsed into the recliner. Oh my goodness, I'm still actually tired and a little bit sore from yesterday, but hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Actually, they said after this surgery, it's hard to mess it up, but they really caution people because, you know, some people don't listen about the no bending, twisting, lifting. A little better. I gotta tell you though, I gotta be honest. For me, if I'm going to have chocolate in something, I want it to be chocolatey, you know? No hint of chocolate. I want, you know, undeniable proof that this thing has chocolate in it. So, I guess, you know, I could even extract another espresso. Oh, hey, James. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So, just making some chocolate coffee here with some Nespresso Inspirazione Venezia. And I've determined that, you might have heard me say, if I'm going to have something chocolate, I want chocolate. So I've added the Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa Powder, trying to get it to dissolve here. Okay, I might add another espresso to it, we'll see. And I might need to add more sweetener because remember, that cocoa is not sweetened. So, James, give Rita a hug for me, please. Okay. Oh, do I have chocolate lips? I may have chocolate teeth. I haven't got it all stirred up. You can see here, there's still lumps of chocolate, but it's definitely tasting better. Now it's tasting chocolatey. But does it have enough coffee? I'm going to add another capsule of espresso to it because after all, this tastes a little bit like chocolate something. It's not chocolate milk. By the way, the milk in here is the 30 calorie per cup almond milk. But it's also not chocolate coffee. Okay, here we go. Oops. Okay. Alrighty. Now this should be enough coffee flavor in here. Want to make sure I didn't dip it into the coffee. All right, we've got almost all of it dissolved now. Okay, we'll give it a whirl. There are still some lumps in there. Actually, though, a pleasant little pop of the bitterness of the cocoa. This'll do. So, you know, maybe you have kids and you keep chocolate milk around, or maybe you keep it around for yourself. Just use the chocolate milk. That's a lot easier than the cocoa powder. I'm going to enjoy drinking this. Well, I better get going, all right? I hope you have a good day, and tomorrow I'll let you know what the doctor says.